the Army will pay you so much, you know, for your time served. And so I was like, what? Me? You gonna pay me because I'm getting out? I was like, yes, let's take this money.
Plans are to prosper you, plans not to harm you, plans to give you hope in the future. Trust in the Lord and He will guide you.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl Wendy, and I'm back with another video. If you're new to my channel, please go ahead and consider subscribing to your girl's channel. You know what I'm saying? For the month of May, new videos are going to be posted every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. If you have been here A1 since day one, or however long you've been here, show appreciation, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump right into this video, okay? So as promised, from the video before, I was telling you guys about, you know, my brief stay in Texas, because it was very, very brief, okay? So, yeah, I moved from Texas to California. In the first wave, last wave movement, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, first wave gonna be the last wave, you know what I'm saying? Woo-hoo! I was on the first wave, baby. All right. Okay. All right. So, all right. And I'm smiling because certain people know what I'm talking about. So, but before coming to California to live, you know, I had lived many places, been a lot of places, you know. I had seen a lot of faces, you know what I'm saying? But I never thought I'd live this way, okay? Anyway, so a few of the places that I lived in Fayetteville, North Carolina, Fort Bragg. I lived in Fort Lewis, Washington. I lived at Fort Bragg again. I lived at Bowling Air Force Base. Where else did I live? Oh, Fort Riley, Kansas, and I lived in Texas. And, you know, a few stops that I had in between there was Bahrain, Saudi Arabia. Your girl's been to Kuwait. I've been to Iraq. Yeah, so these are a couple of places that I've lived. Well, these are all the places that I lived, okay? All right, so now, you know, before I moved to California, what I did was, I decided, you know, I was like, well, you know, I'm gonna do what everybody else do when they get out the Army, and I'm gonna go to school. Okay, I'm gonna be educated. Okay, I'm gonna go to school, because basically that's really what most people do when they get out of the military. They go to school. Okay, so we gonna eat up them GI benefits. You know what I'm saying? And so that's just what we gonna do. So I said that's what I'm gonna do. Ooh. Okay, so I applied for the University of Redlands in Redlands, California, and was accepted, okay? So I get to school, right? And I was taking, they had your girl taking some crazy classes like biology of cancer. I signed up for that one because I want to know more about cancer. So I signed up for biology of cancer, world religions, and then they had me set up with some type of yoga class. But this wasn't no regular yoga class, okay? Like, this wasn't no, oh, I'm in somebody's studio type yoga class. Like, this dude was into this yoga class. So much to the point to where, you know, on the inside, I was like, oh no. Like, he was taking it serious. Like, and I'm talking about like serious. I was like, dropping this class. So I dropped it. And I don't think I had to take anything else because, you know, basically I had met the requirement because of the, I ended up having to take that class momentarily because I don't think all my J-Star transcripts had, you know, arrived in or whatever. And so once they did, you know, I didn't have to, you know, I didn't have to worry about that. So basically what that is all of my military records were, my military records had made it to the school. And so then the school makes a determination of, if you're going to be a senior, if you're going to be a senior, junior, sophomore, freshman. And so, y'all, they had your girl as a true freshman. Please keep in mind from the previous college videos, if you haven't watched them, please go watch them, because this make more sense to you. They had your girl as a true freshman. And please keep in mind that I had an associate's degree at this point, okay, from Central Texas College. I had an associate's degree, and then I had done some work at Cochise College. Where else? Fayetteville Technical College. Yeah. And so I'm like, you had me as a what? She was like, yeah, we have you as a freshman. And so at that time, my degree was speech language therapist. Because I was going to be a speech language therapist. Because at that time, my daughter, she had a lisp and stuff like that. And so my brother had a lisp as well. So I was like, well, your girl can help the people. Yeah. And so I was in it too. I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. No. When they had me as a true freshman, they had me as a true freshman. I needed they had me with I don't know. I don't even remember how many credits they had me at, but I knew it wasn't enough credits to get your girl close to graduating anytime soon. So I was like, no, ma'am, no, sir. No, not finna do it. Not on duty, off duty, in duty, around duty. No, not doing it. I was like, It's a foul spirit at that school. No, they trying to keep your girl down. And I got all this college. What? No. So, I was like, nope, I'm out. And so I was like, I got to find another school to go to. And so, I had to take this English literature class. And so when I'm in the class, the teacher, she dropping F-bombs. And I'm like, bruh. I'm like, what? And there was no place for it. She just dropped it. I mean, I guess there's really no place ever, to be cussing. But we're in a professional setting. And she just letting it rip. But I'm like, anybody else? You ain't hear that? You didn't hear that either? So, I'm just like, look, this ain't what I want to do. And so also keep in mind too that, how old was I? I don't remember how old I was. I guess I could do the math. How am I now? So I guess I was 32. I guess 32 or 33. I'm 32 or 33, one of the two. And so so I'm older, I come from a very strict background in the Army, you know what I'm saying? And so when you on the Army base, people ain't doing whatever they want to do, you know what I'm saying? So at this point, I'm a civilian. Okay, I'm a good civilian. I've been out. Let me tell y'all about that too. So, so basically your girl qualified for, unemployment. And so I got whatever the maximum is in Texas. That's what I got. I got the maximum. And so then, before I got out, I was at the ACAP building, the One Source building. And so they were like, well, we could give you could take a severance pay. A severance package. And so I was like, a severance package? And so they was like, yeah, the Army will pay you so much, for your time served. And so I was like, what? Me? You gonna pay me because I'm getting out? I was like, yes, let's take this money. Mistake. And I'm gonna tell you why in a moment, okay? So hopefully I remember. And so why am I so animated in this video? Because California is the time that changed my life, okay? And so, I'm going about my time, you know what I'm saying? Know what I'm talking about? I think it was actually on the California trip that this happened. So basically, I wake up one morning, I check my account, And so this is me checking my account. So I wake up one morning, you know, I hop up out the bed. And so I check my account. I was like, ooh. I was like, So I closed out all the apps because I've always had an iPhone. Close out all the apps. Well, you couldn't do it like that before, but I'm closing out the apps. You know what I'm saying? Closing them out. So I went back in and I logged in again, and I was like, okay. Try this again because I was like, ooh, certainly it's a typo. So I logged it again. I was like, okay. I was like, oh wow. Won't he do it? He said he would. So I checked my account, y'all. Let me tell you how much was in your girl's account, okay? So I had a deposit. I don't even remember who the deposit was from. I just know that this was the amount that was in my account, okay? So I had like $22,000 in my account. I said, what? Who? How'd you get $22,000 in your account? The severance package. And so, you know, I'm paying my tithes. And so, you know, my senior pastor, he was like, hey, he was like, what you doing? He was like, I'm laughing because of the voice that he had when he called me. He was like, hey, he was like, what you doing? Where you get all this money from? He's like, you swiping all this money? He was like, what's going on? So swiping, that's how we pay our offering through our ATM debit card or credit card. So, you know, I was like, I'm gonna pay the Lord, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give the Lord his 10%. You do the math, and I'm gonna do a love offering, okay? And so I don't even remember how much the love offering was. So he called me or whatever, and, you know, told me about something, and I was like, oh yeah, I was like, sure, you know, blah, blah, blah. And so little did I know, okay? So I'm still, I think I'm still getting paid. I'm still getting paid from the Army at this time as well because I'm still on leave. And so they processed your girl stuff quick. Fort Riley, what? Hooked your girl up. So I thought, okay? So then I get another lump sum of, I want to say like $6,000. So all together total, I think I had got like $28,000. But I think it was supposed to be like 35,000. So, you know, they taxed it heavy or whatnot. And so that was my severance package. You know, that's what I got when I got out or whatever. So, I got my VA rating or whatever. And so, you know, I get my VA rating. And so they was like, how much was I going to get a month? I think they said I was going to get like 11. I think it was 11 or 12. I don't know. It was something like, let's say $1,400. They said, you know, I was gonna get $1,400, right? So I'm like, oh, okay. So I was like $1,400 with the unemployment. You know what I'm saying? That should be enough for your girl to make it. No. So basically, for I want to say 2 years. Yeah, for 2.5 years. For 2.5 years, I did not see any of my VA benefits. And the reason why is because they gave me that severance package in the beginning. You remember that $28,000? They gave me that. So what they said was, oh, because you took the severance package, boo-boo, and you ain't seek wisdom, oh, we're going to take this money back. So I ain't see none of it. I ain't seen none of it for 2.5 years. And so the only thing that I did receive was the education benefits, you know, because I was in school and stuff like that. So if you know any service members, please tell them to watch this video and learn from your girl. Do not, however enticing it may be, don't take the severance package unless you have a job lined up. Because like your girl said, I wasn't going to get a job. I had worked for 13 years, 11 months, and 7 days. Boo-boo. Okay, I wasn't going to work a moment longer. What? No, I'm not getting no job. I'm going to school. Okay? I'm going to school. I like all this nice stuff, but I don't want to work. Okay, that's how it sounds. That's how it sounds to me too right now. Okay, the way I'm saying it, that's how it sounds to me too. So, so in between all of this, you know what I'm saying, the Lord is still taking care of me, you know what I'm saying, like all my bills are paid, you know, even though I think at that time it was 1836. So that's what I was receiving monthly. It was 1836. And then, you know, eventually unemployment ran out. You know, then I would get the not the GI Bill. What's that stuff called? Student loans, Pell Grant, and that's what, you know, I would use that or whatever. So, you know, praise the Lord for his keeping in that time, because honey, what? It was real. So in this, you know, in the midst of all of this, you know what I'm saying, I was like, well, I gotta find a new school, you know what I'm saying, because this school right here ain't cutting it. You know, they got me as a true freshman. I was like, certainly I should be at least a junior, you know what I'm saying. So, you know, I was talking to my brother about it, and I was like, I think I want to go to a Christian school, because remember, I'm newly saved. I got that zeal, you know what I'm saying. I was like, you know, I want to go to a Christian school, you know what I'm saying, where, you know, girls ain't half dressed and men ain't wearing their pants off their bottoms. And then I ain't got to drive that far either, because Redlands was a little way, okay, from where we was living. And so he was like, because he graduated from a Christian school, so he was like, nah, he was like, it's still gonna be the same. He was like, I was like, nah, I was like, it can't be. He was like, watch. And so sure enough, when I get to the school, I'm like, what is going on here? So, you know, I'm taking psychology because it's a prerequisite, because at this time, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to be what's that thing I was going to be? PA. Physician assistant. I was going to be a physician assistant. So at this time, you know, it's a prerequisite anyway, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, well, I'm going to take psychology. So the teacher that I took, you know what I'm saying, he got sleeves, and he has full on, you know, tattoo sleeves. And so, you know, it's like hot, and he wearing, you know, long sleeve shirts, you know what I'm saying, to cover his tattoos. He dropping F-bombs, you know, the clothing and stuff like that. So I'm just like, well, I was like, whatever. So, you know, they got my transcripts and all that from all my colleges, or from wherever I, you know, took college classwork at, and, you know, my military stuff. So guess where they had your girl at? As a senior. So I went into the school with 100 credits. Let that simmer. I went and was accepted in the school with 100 credits. I couldn't use them for nothing. I'm like, okay, so I'm classified as a senior, but I can't use none of this toward no degree. So I'm like, okay, so the entire time I'm at the University of Redlands, your girl is a senior. Okay. So I'm just, so every, I'm not lying, y'all. So after my first year, every year, I was only there for 3 years. So for 2 years, they were emailing me talking about some, you know, I need to apply for graduation. So I would go to I went to my academic advisor, and I was like, they're telling me I need to apply for graduation, but I'm like, I'm looking at my degree guide and I don't have enough credits. I'm like, what's going on? So she was just like, you had so many credits coming in, you know, they, you know, classify you as a senior, although you're not a senior, you know what I'm saying, so on and so forth. So I was like, okay, cool. And so I was able to, even though, you know, fall semester of 2018, I didn't go at all. Your girl still graduated, you know, in 3 years. And that's, you know, attributed to, you know, going during the summer and stuff like that. Your girl, I'm a different breed, okay? You know, ask Kurt, he was in class with me, you know, Kurt can tell you, you know, she kind of just does what she wants to do. And so, you know, if I feel like showing up, kids, don't be like, look at me. Don't be like me when you grow up and you go to college, okay? Even though, you know, the Army's paying for it, don't just do what you want to do, okay? Just don't do what you want to do. Go to class. Go to them people's class like you supposed to do, okay? And so, you know, graduation story, go watch that video. So I just wanted to come and tell you guys about how it was when I first arrived here in California, you know, well, first 3 years here in California. I just wanted to tell y'all about that. You know what I'm saying? It was it was real. Okay, it was real. It was fun. It was real fun. You know, people talk about going to the beach. I don't really go to the beach much. Definitely ain't going to the beach during quarantine. Trying to think. It's so much more in this story. It might be a California story part 2. But I can't give y'all everything in one day, okay? And so basically, you know, just if you know a service member and they're gonna get out or they're thinking about getting out, please tell these people to not take the severance package, okay? It's enticing. But at the end of the day, it's really not worth it. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know what's gonna happen in between, you know, you don't know, okay? And so this has been Journey with Wendi. I mean, she, her, am Wendi. I told you I was gonna do it. I'm Wendi for the month of May. Hopefully this is seen in May. New videos are posted every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And with that, I think you know what that means, that your girl is